This is Python 8F, storing functions in modules. One advantage of functions is the way they separate blocks of code from your main program. By using descriptive names for your functions, your main program will be much easier to follow. You can go a step farther by storing your functions in a separate file called a module, and then importing that module into your main program. An import statement tells Python to make the code in a module available in the currently running program file. Storing your functions in a separate file allows you to hide the details of your program's code and focus on its higher level logic. It also allows you to reuse functions in many different programs. When you store your functions in separate files, you can share those files with other programmers without having to share your entire program. Knowing how to import functions also allows you to use libraries of functions that other programmers have written. There are several ways to import a module, and I'll show you each of these. To start importing functions, we first need to create a module. A module is a file ending in .py, so a Python file, that contains the code you want to import into your program. Let's make a module that contains the function makePizza. To make this module, we'll remove everything from the file pizza except the function makePizza. And here is the function makePizza. So this would be all that's in the file. Now we'll make a separate file called makingpizzas.py in the same directory. That means it's in the same folder on the computer. This file imports the module we just created and then makes two calls to make pizza. Import pizza, make pizza. This line tells Python to open the file pizza.py and copy all the functions from it into this program. You don't actually see the code being copied between the files because Python copies the code behind the scenes as the program runs. All you need to know is that any function that is defined in pizza.py will be available in makingpizzas.py. To call a function from an imported module, enter the name of the module you imported, pizza, followed by the name of the function, makePizza, separated by a dot. This code produces the same output as the original program that didn't import a module. The first approach to importing, this simple, basic approach, you simply write the import, followed by the name of the module. It makes every function from the module available in your program. If you use this kind of import statement to import an entire module named modulename.py, each function in the module is available through this syntax. modulename.functionname, and don't forget your parentheses. You can also import a specific function from a module. Here's the generic syntax, or way of writing this approach. From module name, import function name. You can import as many functions as you want from a module by separating each function's name with a comma. The makingpizzas.py example would look like this if we want to import just the function we're going to use. From pizza, import makePizza. With this syntax, you don't need to use the dot notation when you call a function. Because we've explicitly imported the function makePizza in the import statement, we can call it by name when we use the function. If the name of a function you're importing might conflict with an existing name in your program, or if the function name is long, you can use a short, unique alias, an alternate name similar to a nickname for this function. You will give the function this special nickname when you import the function. You should do this with great care because if you are importing several functions, it might get frustrating to check back and remember which one was which. If you always know what make pizza does, and it's always make pizza, then you'll remember. However, in this case, we have a simple program, so we're going to import make pizza as MP. When we run this, all we have to do is type MP to call our function. You can also provide an alias for a module name. Giving a module a short alias like P for pizza allows you to call the module's functions more quickly. Calling p.makepizza is more concise than calling pizza.makepizza. The module pizza is given the alias P in the import statement, but all of the module's functions retain their original names. Calling the functions by writing p.makepizza is not only more concise than writing pizza.makepizza, but also redirects your attention from the module name and allows you to focus on the descriptive names of its functions. These function names, which clearly tell you what each function does, are more important to the readability of your code than using the full module name. When you're scrolling through a long section of code, it's easier to find the name of the function if you use a single letter for your module. So here's the general syntax for that approach. Import module name as MN or M or P or whatever letter you like. You can tell Python to import every function in a module by using the asterisk or star operator. From pizza, import star. Now we can make pizza because we've imported all of the modules. Note the difference. If we just imported pizza, we would have to write pizza.makepizza. But because we imported all of the modules, we can simply write make pizza. It's best not to use this approach when you're working with larger modules that you didn't write. Some modules may have many functions, and it's very inefficient to ask your program to copy all of those functions if you're not going to use them. So if you're only using a few functions, it's best to only import those functions. That leads to clear code that's easy to read and understand. However, you may run into the import statement like this that others have made, or perhaps you have a file that just has three functions and you need them all, so you'll use the star to import them. That is the end of this section, and here are some assignments for you that you can work on. And that is also the end of Chapter 8.